everyone. Hello everyone, what's going on? My name is Tony, aka HydroxideAnt, and welcome back to Noise episode 487. I am joined by Nathan.
Howdy.
Howdy. Howdy, howdy, howdy.
And good morning.
And good morning. I don't know why. Now I'm picturing the Howdy, Howdy, Howdy shark from Toy Story as like a news anchor with like the little papers in front of him. Pretty nice suit on. Howdy, 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 and good morning. Now the weather. Underwater, the weather is weathery. Yes.
Yep.
So, out of fear of what Kyle might say in the near future, our question of the week is I would say a rehash of an older thing we probably did 300 episodes ago. Is if you could take any historical figure to dinner, who would it be? And I'm going to clarify, the historical figure just means that they held some sort of prominence somewhere throughout history, which means basically my idea is the person has to be deceased, and they that's pretty much it. Like, if someone wanted to take the recently deceased Queen of England to dinner with this, they could. But also, if you wanted to take, like, I don't know, a famous movie star, a famous musician, a mascot. I don't know why mascots are in my brain, but, like, are there any mascots that are no longer around? Is a mascot a historical figure? You know, I don't know if I'm gonna go with that one. But yeah, so Nathan, if any point you have a historical figure in your head that you think would be interesting to take to dinner, feel free to share. Chat as well, if there is anyone, a historical figure that you think you'd like to take to a dinner. Let us know. If
the first one that comes to mind is Chris Cornell.
That's a great shout. The first one that came to mind when I wrote this for me was Chester Bennington. So, similar veins.
Yeah.
Definitely similar veins. There was someone else that popped in my head when I was writing this. I'm trying to remember who it was. Oh, yeah. This might sound like a very random shout, but they're you know what? In hindsight, I'm not gonna make that shout. But let me tell you, it was good.
It was a shout.
It was a shout. I'm not saying it because of information revolving it that might be too close to my location. So, we're in an attempt to not dox Tony. We're gonna drop my pen. Why, Tony? Hold on to your pen.
Good job.
Where is it? Oh, there it is. But yeah, my head definitely went to musician, and yeah. So I think those are both great answers. And for anyone listening in too as well, dinner could mean so many things as well. If for some reason that's like something people are hung up on, it could be a sit down dinner at a restaurant. You could have a nice picnic. You could it could be you got takeout and you're sitting at your kitchen table. You know what I mean? Like, you could really, you just have to have a meal with them, pretty much. It's really and you can get any food. We can, you don't have to name a restaurant in this fictional little bubble. The kitchen staff can get you any food you want. Oh my goodness. Blade, if you're listening in, I know you said you were telling Kyle about this, but do you have an answer? Because if you have an answer, That would be interesting. Because I would like to hear it. Doesn't really cut that deep, but it's the truth. Let me, curious. I'm gonna yell at people in random group chats to see what their answers are. You take to dinner. It's the question of the week. Bada 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 bada. We'll see. We'll see if we get any answers back. If we don't, then the carrier pigeon must have given up halfway through. You know, sometimes people tell me that having a carrier pigeon be the only way you're willing to send messages is archaic and just not a good idea. But then, like, think about it. Like, how excited would you be if a pigeon stopped by your window and just had a little message? Pretty great, huh? This is a really dumb question. Were Googling, were pigeons the only bird that sent messages? Okay.
Imagine you get a message from a hawk.
Let's try to picture other birds. Like, I think jokingly the other day,
a carrier emu.
A carrier
Or a
no! Do you think the declaration of war against Australia was delivered by a carrier emu?
I really hope so.
It's just a piece of paper. Us, the emu population, are declaring war on oh my. Yeah, pretty great. Oh, Cedric.
Yeah,
Cute.
I thought you hadn't seen him before, so I thought I would just take a picture since he was here.
Thank you.
Being a long boy.
He is long. Good.
Yeah.
Good cat. Good kitty. Kitty. Alright, pet check. Does anyone have any pets within reach? If you are, shout your pet out. My goldfish is in the other room. I can't see him from here. I would say Seymour. I didn't realize that there were people who didn't know I had a goldfish. Our friend Nick said, I didn't know you had a fish. The other day, and I was like, I've had him for 5 years.
Yeah, why would you say that?
Well, obviously you didn't know, but like, I just was like, I thought that I made it very clear as a defining part of my personality that I have a goldfish named Seymour. But who knows? Yeah. So this isn't what I googled, but during both the First and Second World Wars, carrier pigeons were used to transfer messages back to their home coop behind the lines. These pigeons often carried important messages that saved lives and won battles. That is amazing. I love that. But I want to know if there's any other birds that, like, held this job. Like, did they have a tryout process? Like, how do they know pigeon, you know?
That's true.
How many interviews of birds deep? Okay. Apparently, this isn't the most reliable place, but on... Is it called Quora? Quora? Yeah. That... Someone was like, how did ravens and like pigeons and other carrier birds find the people? And it's they said ravens have never been used as carrier birds except in George R. R. Martin's A Song of Ice and Fire, aka Game of Thrones, which is fantasy fiction. So, I guess, did they just, like, luck out and pick pigeons first try and that they did it? Did they just have an abundance of pigeons nearby? Because, like, if it was in the First and Second World Wars, those were fought in various different... Just now, I'm Googling...
1914 to 1918 and 1930... Oh, 1941 or 2 to 45.
So there had to be a lot of pigeons at those time periods.
That's like the one thing I'm good for in history, is I can tell you like the World War I and World War II dates. And like 1933 was when Hitler started coming into power.
There you go.
Don't ask me about nothing else. No Declaration of Independence.
Hey, you know what you know, and you're
Party.
sticking to it. This isn't quite what I was looking for, but all right. So This is a stat posted last year. If you had to guess off the top of your head, how many pigeons do you think there are in the world?
200 million.
You're like right there. Apparently, this is quite the discrepancy, because I guess it's hard to count pigeons. 260, there's between 260 and 400 million pigeons in the world. Which, I'll be honest, I almost exclusively picture pigeons in, like, New York.
For sure.
So, like, there has to be... That's gonna be a question I ask people now. Well, actually, Nathan, where you live, are there pigeons? Have you ever seen a pigeon in real life?
So.
I don't think I've ever seen a pigeon in New Jersey, to be honest. They're definitely in New York. I've seen a lot in New York. Have you seen this pigeon?
Have you dreamed of this man?
Oh, I got an answer from our lovely friend Pi, and I think this is a really good answer. Pi said on the historical figure taken out to dinner, Rosa Parks. Yeah, very good answer. Would definitely be a very interesting show. Okay. I also shared the pigeon question. And so obviously not every person will have seen every square inch of where they live. Pi claims to have seen pigeons before, but not many. And Pi lives
I gotta be right back.
Oh, no worries. Colorado, Wyoming area. Crow said no pigeons. Not a pigeon. But Reese said pigeons, yes. Crow said, I would take Jesus to dinner. I have some questions. Reese said Calvin. Who's Calvin? I don't know. I don't think I know who Calvin is. Who is Who are you? I wonder, can chat hear Puppos?
That I just caught a tick crawling up my neck.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
thought I would go deal with that.
No, that's a good idea. Fair shout. Okay. So, for the historical figures, ow! Hello, Crow. Our friend Reese said they want to take Calvin to dinner. And when I asked about who's Calvin, Reese said I'm not picky about which Calvin. So, no share in mine, please? Okay. I won't share that you also picked Calvin. Why? What did I say? I just said. Well, Calvin was just such a good answer. I don't blame you during the bandwagon. Calvin's a great answer. But no pigeons. That I'm going to share, Crow. No pigeons where you are? Interesting. I also said no pigeons. I haven't seen any pigeons other than... I've seen pigeons in real life before. But I've seen them in New York. Where I am at, I don't think I've seen pigeons. There's plenty of birds. Plenty of birds. So many birds. Probably multiple types of birds, if I had to guess. But I don't think any of them are pigeons. You have seen pigeons, not... Yeah, exactly. They're more central to downtown areas than rural. Yeah. We were talking about carrier pigeons earlier, and carrier pigeons actually played a role in World War I and II. So it made me think, how many pigeons are in the world? And apparently there's around 260 to 400 million pigeons in the world. Which is much more than I thought. Because I had only ever heard of them being in New York. But also, for the carrier pigeon thing, they would have had to exist in, like, Europe? Theoretically? And or places where World War I and II were fought. Because, you know, pigeons. That's gonna be like one of my, like, I think I'm gonna try to make that a new part of my personality is, hey, you seen pigeons? Pigeons are pretty great. They make fun noises. Their little is pretty great. A little coos.
That was a great pigeon impression.
Thank you. Thank you. I've been practicing for next time I visit New York.
No, Mr. Krabs, I was just practicing my mystery impression. We saw.
We saw. Oh my goodness. You know, it sometimes shocks me when I hear people haven't watched SpongeBob, or like they lived in like a house that like, oh, you can't watch that.
Yeah.
Because it's like, but an entire like 15-year like window of people mostly only communicate via SpongeBob memes. Our friend Ryan, who we love dearly, has shouted out multiple times that, like, in, like, I don't know how many years, like, we'd be in the nursing home from now, like, 50 years potentially, everyone in the nursing homes will just be screaming SpongeBob memes. And like that's the way that they communicate, and it's like, yeah,
Yeah.
you know, you're not wrong. I think that's pretty accurate. That's going to be in our brains still. Oh, okay, interesting. Crow said, would also love to have dinner with the first person to ever eat chili, and what compelled them to make more. Chili good? That is interesting. Yeah, to just be like, alright, so you made this popular food dish that's still made hundreds of years later. Why? A lot of the times I think the answer is just going to be, well, I had all these ingredients laying around. And I just threw them together. Who was the first person to make soup? Gotta Google this.
What do you mean there's more soup?
It's just more soup! Go to another aisle!
There's more soup.
I love this bit so much. I'm at soup! What do you mean you're at soup? I'm at the soup store! Why are you buying clothes at the soup store? Fuck you! Anyways. Great times. I wonder if they did it as a joke to make food spicy, but then the other person was super into it, or maybe they were, yes. Okay, when you... Oh. Do you mean like the first person eat like a chili pepper? I thought you meant the dish chili at first.
That's where my mind went also.
But now, in hindsight, chili, the food, I think is spelled with like an I at the end.
Oh, Chile. Chile. I see.
Yeah, I thought it was saying, like, or Crow was saying Chile, because I'm like, well, that's how the country Chile is spelled. So clearly you're not asking who was the first person to take a bite out of that landmass. Which would probably be the Spanish?
Who was the first person to eat a red hot chili pepper? And why?
Who was...
And why could he not stop? Hope for the red hot chili pepper fans. Hope you enjoyed. Hope there are some of you out there.
There's got to be at least one of you.
The odds, you know.
Someone has to at least... Okay, Crow's a fan. Okay. Yeah,
there we go.
You got it. Yes, the one found in nature. Okay. Yeah, that makes so much more sense. Well, theoretically, hear me out. Semantics to be
Hear me out?
Hear me out. Meow. You grew up listening to them? They old? Are they that old of a band? Like, they're like a little bit before. Oh shit! Yeah, formed in 1982. Because like, they were very established when I remember listening to music for like the first time. Like Californication, sorry, came out in 1999, so that makes sense. Do they still make music? Well, I don't know if they still make music, but they are touring, apparently. They're going to be,
That's good.
I'm assuming, somewhere in Europe. Have you ever heard of somewhere called Mega... no, that's the arena, sorry. It's called Megaland. And I was like, what the hell's Megaland? But it's somewhere in the Netherlands, so that makes so...
Dude, I was gonna say, please tell me they're like touring in Chile.
They're in their 60s. I choose yellow, Derek? What? For the question... are you talking about the question, Lee, Kyle? First of all, thank you for the exclamation point, Kyle. And second of all, it's a historical figure. With the precursors, the person has to be passed away. And held, like... some sort of, like, significance in their time when they were alive. Imagine not liking Derek. Derek's cool. Derek is, though, very happily still amongst the living. And I don't think a historical figure. One day, maybe. I wonder what he's... I don't even actually know what he's up to. I need to shoot him a message eventually. But, very interesting answers. Oh boy. Ba-da-ba-ba-bum-bum-bum. I'm gonna have to... I'll have to see how Derek is doing someday soon and try to convince him to play at least one game of CS2 when it comes out. But probably not, actually, because, you know, I want to play CS2, but if it's anything like CS, it's a horrible, horrible death spiral. It's a fun game. It's a fun game, but part of my soul still lives somewhere in the CSGO servers, never to be released to the public again. Gone forever. Yep. I'm also trying to look up the results of the YouTuber boxing, but I don't know. Do I care enough to actually look? Crow, thank you for the hydrate. Gotta go back to homework. Sounds good. Talk to you later, lovely peeps. We will talk to you later, Crow. Thank you for hanging out, sharing your answers. Having a good old happy jolly time. Okay, Kyle said, oh boy. Another option may be to pick something like Jefferson, and then point at America and be like, look what you did, Baca. Did someone take over Kyle's keyboard to say Baka? Um, yeah, Thomas Jefferson would be an interesting pick. Because like at Thomas Jefferson, like you could really also hammer home the point of like, hey, listen, the guy who was 2 presidents before you was the one that said two-party systems. Let's not do that. It's a bad idea. And like it's been 12 years around, probably maybe 8 years since you took over from that person. Come on, you didn't follow anything. So, it's still like a possibility, you know, to be like, aha! Crow also said Baka, because it was there. Things happen. So, Nathan, have you gotten the chance to watch any shows or anything recently?
Had the chance? Yes. Taking the chance? No.
Oh. Gotcha. I'm trying to catch up on some Marvel stuff right now. I am watching Moon Knight right now.
We did watch that one.
It's good. I am on the last episode. Very, very good so far. Am a fan.
I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah. I'm trying to catch up on... Because we have a friendo who does like a group of podcasts, and we've been running through all the Marvel movies and like different phases throughout different podcasts. But phase 4 that we're talking about now, and we're going to be doing it again this upcoming Thursday, is the phase that like I kind of fell off. So I'm trying to catch up.
A lot of people have.
It's post Infinity War, post everything.
Endgame.
So Endgame. So it's like I took like honestly like a hiatus from watching it because I'm like, that made storylines done. Let me rest my brain for a little bit. Kyle, you didn't like Moon Knight?
Moon Knight was...
It's okay. I think it's fine.
It's one of the better Marvel TV shows, I would say. I don't think it's particularly their best work. I don't think anything we've gotten recently has been their best work. Like, after Endgame, things just kind of dropped off, I think, production-wise.
Well, because it's sort of, to me as well, it's kind of hard to keep that pace of, like... Because, like, to me, everything that was being pumped out was so... so, like, high quality, to me, at least. That, that like, there's going to be a tapering off point. Yeah. That now, even the tapering off point might be good, but it's because it's not great.
Yeah.
That's not saying much. I wouldn't call it good by any means at all. Moon Knight so far, I think, has been good. Like, so, like, on a scale of a 1 to 10, like, great to me is, like, 8.5 to 10. Good is, like, 7 to 8.5, maybe. And I would say that, to me, it's somewhere in, like, the 7 range.
I thought it was pretty good. I was a little disappointed with the ending of the last episode.
I have 18 minutes left in the last episode. That's where I paused before coming to do podcasts. So I might have a different opinion once that's ended. But there are a few things that not confuse me, but like are just interesting about the story that you know, I'm not like I might have to like rethink about or not rewatch, but maybe look up just to be like why. Like I don't quite understand. The reason for that. Kyle said maybe a 5.5. Yeah, that's completely fair. Kyle is allowed to obviously have Kyle opinions. But I do think there are times where, like, our tastes definitely go different directions. So, but that's totally fine. No problems with that whatsoever. That's why I honestly have stopped really paying any attention to what like IMDb or Rotten Tomatoes say. That I'd just rather watch stuff for myself. I don't think I've checked like a Rotten Tomatoes or IMDb rating in years. Other than to be like, all right, let's find what's it like a 0% or like a 1% on Rotten Tomatoes is.
But
when
they say something is good, so then I can blindly follow them, and I don't have to watch the media, and I can just tell my friends it was good.
You know what? Very fair, actually. You can just use it for that, so why not?
I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, I would say it's like an 85%. Wow, that's so specific. Like so for IMDb, Rotten Tomatoes, Kyle said I assume he's talking about Moon Knight, 7.3 and 86%. So I would say it's pretty good. I think they rated it well. But yeah, like Marvel definitely has tapered off a little bit, but it's hard to probably keep that consistency. And Blade, thank you for the hydrate. Need to get a nice big stretch in. Oh, my back did crack a little bit. That's nice. Good stretch. Kyle, thank you for the 7th. Thank you for the 3rd. And thank you for the 1st. So easy for Kyle. Yeah, like, and I'll be talking about it, like, next week sometime. But Phase 4, maybe it's because I'm not, like, actively keeping up with things as they come out. I haven't been, like, super into any of it. Maybe it is, like, and honestly just a, like, reaction to not just being like, hey, I'm watching everything as it comes out. Have you watched a decent amount of Phase 4, Nathan?
I watched Moon Knight, like 2 episodes of Hawkeye, an episode and a half of WandaVision.
Have you seen any of the movies?
Love and Thunder. I think that's the only one.
How did you like Love and Thunder, eh?
Love and Thunder was alright.
Yeah.
I think I went in to go watch Ragnarok 2, which I think was what a lot of people wanted to go see. And
it was not.
I was disappointed.
Yeah.
I did see Multiverse of Madness though. That one.
I
Really liked
enjoyed
that one.
Multiverse of Madness a lot. Yeah, it gave us a few things that like for me made me very happy just to see. Um,
Oh, was No Way Home Phase 4?
yes,
Oh, yeah, I saw that one too. That one was good.
I love No Way Home. No Way Home. I just I got very excited for the little things in No Way Home. I think a lot. There's a certain character that shows up early that I'll just say was in the Netflix Marvel series at some point.
Yeah.
And I was so happy. That made me
Yeah, that was fun.
insanely happy. Kyle said I also was hoping for Ragnarok. It was upsetting. Yeah, I don't. So, like, why not just. And, like, I guess. I don't really follow, like, the comics or anything. But. Why didn't they do, like, another just, like, funnier, lighthearted Thor movie? Like, they could have done, like, a movie where Thor went from, like, the Thor, like, for lack of a better term, from, like, Fat Thor to, like, Thor again, and, like, shown, like, the struggles he goes through that, but also having funny moments. You know? But they covered all that in, like, a 30-second, like, I guess, montage. I don't know. I think there could have been.
Yeah, it was kind of like a flashback.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a flashback. Yeah, they were doing some weird, like, story. They were telling a story in the movie. Korg was, I think.
Yeah. I felt like the more serious tones of that movie were, like, the better parts, like, with gore.
Yeah.
I feel like they did gore really well. I feel like Christian Bale did a really great job with gore.
Mm.
But when it was supposed to be like, okay, we are having a dialogue now, and we're going to be funny, it was like, well, can we just put gore back on the screen, please? Can we go back to, like, when, like, we're fighting and it's really dark and nobody can really see what's going on, but we're just, like, slashing shadows? That shit's so cool.
I would have liked them to pick a lane. You know what I mean? I think that Christian Bale did like as good of a job as he could with gore. And I honestly like one of the better villains in a while. There aren't like. I'll be honest, I feel like the one thing that Marvel hasn't done really well is villains. And, like, that's a personal thing, because, like, other than, like, Thanos... Like, it's okay, to me personally, I like Thanos, Killmonger...
How do you do, like, an interesting villain now after
that's hard.
Thanos? Right?
That's true. I don't know. Gore, like, though, is like probably like my number 3 now, though.
Gore, so I think Gore was pretty good. I forgot. I keep remembering things from Phase 4 that I have watched because they just aren't very memorable.
Yeah.
As we keep talking, but Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania,
yes,
which was I didn't really enjoy. It was fine, but like. Kang in that movie felt like really not good. They just like couldn't decide if he was supposed to be like the strongest character in the universe or like just a guy. Like it just changed from scene to scene, and then there was like sometimes he's like really strong, and sometimes he's just like throwing people around with his mind, and sometimes he's just disintegrating people, and sometimes he's just getting like the shit beat out of him. And it's like, well.
Oh my goodness. So Kyle, on Love and Thunder said movie Screaming Animal. Yeah, so like half the like comedic bits were screaming goats, and it wasn't, you know. I think maybe I chuckled one time out of like the 50 they did. Kyle said that's because Paul's World isn't meant to be a superhero. I don't know, but that to me that's not a problem with like Paul Rudd or Ant-Man. It's the villain that's not
if
like
he's
super
not supposed to
interesting.
be a superhero, what is he supposed to be? He's got the superpower where he's looked the same for the past like 20 years.
That is
like
that's if that's not a superpower, I don't know what is. No, but I think he does a great job as Scott Lang, personally.
I don't care that he married whoever the hell on Friends, man.
He's a rom-com guy. Well, he did well in rom-coms, but I think he does great as Scott Lang. Like as Ant-Man. Like, he's perfect at, like, the... Like, he wouldn't be Captain America, you know what I mean? But... Or, like, he wouldn't be, like, a super serious superhero, but, like, as Ant-Man, I think, like, he fits that pretty well. Because you kind of needed someone who is, like, a funnier guy who doesn't take himself, like, too seriously. Because that's what the character does, you know what I mean? That's who Ant-Man is. Ant-Man is not supposed to be the most serious character ever, but still has the capability of having those moments. What other movies have... I was really disappointed with the movie Eternals. I don't know if you ever got a chance to see it, Nathan.
I did watch that.
I was very disappointed.
You know,
and my expectations were already low going in to be...
I thought it was cool. I liked seeing the visual effects of, like, Icarus shooting the lasers out of his eyes and stuff. I thought everything looked cool.
That's very fair.
The story is whatever.
Yeah, the story is what I had more of like a problem with, and
yeah, but you know, I don't know. I think it's worth a watch because it's probably stuff we're gonna be seeing later.
It almost is guaranteed to be something in the realms of important later, whether it's important for a TV series or it's important as, like, I don't know, in the next, like, everyone gets together movie, where those characters really will be there. Yeah, I didn't like...
Like 2 hours of your life if you're like interested in Marvel. Like you just like have to give up.
Yeah, you surrendered the 2 hours. Because like I don't know about you,
like, spoilers offline if you really wanted, I guess.
Yeah, that's true. But from the Eternals, there wasn't like a character in it. Like okay, maybe like one or two. They were like so. When I talked about this recently, off the top of your head, how many Eternals were there?
There were 6, I want to say.
I'm pretty sure there's 10. Let me Google it real fast to double check.
Movie?
Yeah.
Kingo,
10. There are 10. There are 10.
In the movie, there's
yes,
10?
There's 10. This is my point. Is like so. First of all,
including the like after credit scene.
No.
Or no. No.
No. There were legitimately 10 of them. And like my thing is, when I tried just naming them, I couldn't remember most of their names. I could describe a few of them, but I got like 6.
Hold on. There's Sprite.
Yes.
Kingo. Thena.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
You see how, like, for a movie that, like, that's the point is all these characters, like, I think I could name, like, 4 of them, and, like, that's
Icarus?
lenient. Yeah.
Did I say Icarus already?
I don't
said
know.
Sprite.
You said Sprite, Fina, Kingo, Icarus.
Icarus, that's 4. There's the Speedy guy, or Speedy girl, rather,
Yeah.
who doesn't speak. There's...
I'm looking at the list of names, and I can't tell you which one that is, but I could... Actually,
5.
by process of elimination, I have now figured out their name.
There's, the guy who can influence people.
Yep.
Who just, like... He just, like, can control humans for whatever reason. That's 6. There's the guy who, that's, like, Thena's love interest. That's 7.
Do you want to know the worst part of this so far?
What?
Is that 2 of the characters that arguably are the most important to the story are 2 that you have not named.
Okay.
And that's not like a you for remember. I mean, it's the movie's fault. Is what I'm trying to get at. Is that like the one who you could consider the main character probably of the movie is not one that's popped in your head yet.
I don't remember her name.
Yeah, see, do you that's like my main, like, that's the problem of the movie.
They have like a bunch of weird ass names.
Yeah.
Like I remember her as Icarus's love interest and the main character.
Yeah, exactly. But it's bad when the main character doesn't get a name you remember.
And then there's Salma Hayek's character.
Yes. Yep.
Oh, and then there's the inventor guy.
Yeah.
Festus.
That's
his name. Oh my god, there were 10 fucking
There were
Eternals
10.
in that movie?
See, that's the thing. It's like, there were 10? Because, like, when you take the time and you're like, alright, now I'm staring at a list of 10 names, and sure, I remember them all being in the movie, but I could not have named any of them. And, like, I only liked maybe 2 of them, maybe 3.
Oh, the influence guy, his name is Druig?
Yeah, Druig. You never would have remembered that. That's not a name.
I did remember that. I didn't look it up.
I'm proud of you. I would not have remembered Druig as a name. I remembered... So the one main character is named Cersei. And that's like one of 3 that I could name. I could have named Cersei, Icarus, Athena, and Ajax, I think. Maybe Sprite. So maybe like 5. Meow. Meow. Hello, space sheep. Space sheep.
Gilgamesh. I knew that guy had a name that was, like, pretty cool.
Space sheep OG.
I just couldn't remember what it was.
How do sheep fare in space? That's how I'm curious about. Like, space sheep OG? Or 0G? Oh, 0G. Because there's no G's. But how do sheep fare in space? Does the wool protect them? Can you make a space helmet out of wool? Would it be effective? Do we know? Sheep don't fare well in space at all, so they stuck a goat in a sheep's costume to pretend sheep are fine in space. That makes sense. Because famously, Nathan, you know, and I know, goats are famously great in space.
Oh, of course.
Oh, so you're a goat in disguise? Yeah, that makes sense. Aren't we all just goats in disguise? Right?
You sound like a guy at an office who's, like, suspicious of like, a coworker or his boss being a goat in disguise. And you're like, come on, guys, we're all goats here, right?
I saw like, oh, I can't remember what it was or what the animal was.
Is it the anteater?
It's the anteater thing, yes. I can't. I'm trying to find the bit.
It's like my coworker asks where I want to go or what I want for lunch, and I say ants to see if they'll act differently because I suspect them of being an anteater.
Okay, so I think I found it. It's pause. Lunch on me today. Any ideas? Pizza? Sushi? Me suspicious that Jeff in HR is an anteater? Ants? I stare at Jeff for his reaction. Jeff looks back at you suspiciously. Unbeknownst to you, Jeff has the theory that you are an anteater. The spy versus spy-esque antics go on for 7 acts. Your boss eyes the two of you. He seems nervous while he slightly shakes in fear. The two of you have been doing nothing but suspecting each other the entire time. You haven't even suspected the fact that your boss is the anteater. God, I love that so much. Space Sheep said, okay, I changed my name to Space Sheep after being called Space Ghost for 5 years, and I regret it greatly. Oh my goodness. And the Zero G is supposed to be an OG because all the people I watch, I've been following for almost 3 years, but I saw an opportunity to make a Zero G for Zero Gravity because I'm in space. What about being an anteater? There is like an entire, it's like a tweet and replies about, like, suspecting that other people are anteaters. And it's just reminded me of the goats in disguise. Or sheeps in a goat disguised as a sheep. And me asking if everyone is just goats. Because, like, imagine you're just... Like Nathan, you're just hanging out with a bunch of friends, right? And you go, it's so cool that we're all goats, right? And everyone goes, oh, finally. Oh, yeah, and they pull off their mask and they're all just goats.
Yeah.
They look at you, waiting for you to pull off your human mask. You break down crying because now you know their secret and you're not actually a goat. I think someone in this office is possessed by an owl. Who? I love that. That's the thing where... jokes like that, I think, get me just a little too much. I watched the video of someone's possessed by an owl with, like, the little shark heads. 1,000 times, probably.
Yeah.
You hate those jokes so much. I love them, personally. There's so many, like, it's just the silly factor. I'm sometimes just a little silly, you know? I enjoy how silly it is. Like, I enjoy the spy espionage of figuring out if anyone in the office is an anteater. Can I tell you a fun fact about frogs? Yes, please. I would love to hear a fun fact about frogs. Nathan, you want to hear a fun fact about frogs?
Sure.
Okay. That's 2 for 2. I'm at the edge of my seat waiting for a frog fact. What is it? A Space Sheep is telling us a frog fact, but the Space Sheep is secretly a goat. There's a frog in South America called the... Oh, don't know. I don't think I can pronounce that.
It's two funny words. Just
It's the
separate them.
yeah, Titicaca, scrotum frog.
There you go.
It is found exclusively in Lake Titicaca in nearby lakes connected by rivers. I think it's funny because they named it Booby Poop Nutsack Frog. That is exactly what they named the frog. Who let the 5-year-old name the frog? Or maybe it was a teenager, you know? Sure, you name it. I don't know why, but this with the way the jokes have been going, I was half expecting the fun fact about a frog to be TikToks I've seen where it's like, hey, want to know a fun fact about a shark? A shark can't drive an F-150. And it's like, well, fuck, yeah, I guess you're not wrong. That is a fact. Aw. Now I kind of want to look up this frog. Just to see what this frog looks like. Oh. It's a frog. I get it. The name makes sense. Imagine going around your entire life being a Titicaca scrotum frog. Interessante. Good at times. I just love bringing up the fact, though. It's like, how many Eternals were there? 6? They were 10.
Yeah.
I think that, so, this is also, another thing where I don't know much about, the comics and stuff. But, 10 is a lot of characters to throw at people at once. And it's not even they're an origin movie where, say, Iron Man, right? Where realistically maybe there were 6 to 8 new characters in a movie that are gonna continue on potentially, but it's not that hey, 6 of these are main character level. And then there's the other guys. So another fun fact that Space Sheep has shared is in 1781, when Uranus was originally called Georgium Sidus, named after King George III because he founded the Astronomers Research, but they changed the name to Uranus in 1850 because George didn't sound planety enough. Wow. Poor Georges. Just know if your name's George, it's not planety enough. Unlucky, right? Yeah. I'm still not over that Pluto's not a full planet. I think that's something that I will take to my grave, is that the immeasurable disappointment that Pluto is not considered a full planet. I was very sad in first grade when I heard that. I don't know if I was actually in first grade, but I know I was young. It's sad because the acronym for remembering all the planets no longer worked. Because when I was younger, they taught us the acronym My Very Excellent Mother. Wait. Yeah, My Very Excellent Mother just served us 9 pizzas. And you can't just say served us 9. 9 what? Gotta come up with a whole nother acronym. You know how flies always look like they're plotting something because they're constantly grooming themselves and can't control it? Is it because they're constantly plotting something? I wouldn't be too surprised. Now I want to know this thing about flies. Yeah. Tell us about the flies. Flies.
I'll be right back.
Best of luck. Well, sometimes the flies accidentally pull off their own head. Oh no, head's trying to clean it because they gripped it too tight and they spent a couple of seconds cleaning their own decapitated head. Oh, flies. Poor flies. Oh. Those poor little flies. They did their best. Well, a little too best. A little too much? Yeah. Definitely. Oh, fun fact. Huntsman spiders keep some frogs as pets? Really? It is interesting to me to, like, know or hear, like, the levels of animals keeping other animals as pets. Just interesting. Very, very interesting. Who'd have guessed it? Not me. Bird. Space sheep, what's your favorite kind of bird? Constant spider protects them from larger predators, and in return, the frog will protect their eggs from insects. Aww. It does sound like a good one. There are a lot of good types of birds. We like birds. Bum 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 bum. Birds, whether real or not, are very cool. Oh, I'm gonna Google them. Hold up. Give me 1 sec. I want to know what they. Oh, I love them. Oh, they're so good. So good. Look at them with their mouth open. All right, let me make sure I find one. No! This looks so silly. Oh. They're just silly little guys. Look at them. They're just silly little friends. They do look like a Muppet. Yeah. That's a Muppet. That's not a bird. That's not a bird at all. That's a Muppet. Oh my goodness. Like, if that was on, like, Sesame Street or any, or the Muppets, obviously, like, you would just be like, oh yeah, That's a great design. They do look crazy. It's such a good bird. What a good shout of a bird. I personally enjoy ducks because I make a good duck noise, I would say. It is a channel point redemption, but Space Sheep I will share. I make quacks. That's me. That's my duck noise. Oh, favorite flowers. I have to look to see if something's considered a flower first. Okay, this is not a flower. Okay. So, this is a plant that I really like. Isn't necessarily a flower. For the first time in my life, I am raising a plant. And it's in my office. But I'm raising a pothos for the first time ever. It's the first plant that I've ever raised, and it looks, like, pretty good right now. And I'm so happy that, like, it's actually alive still. Because it's the first time I've ever, like, made an effort to raise a plant, and I'm very happy with it. But favorite flower? My favorite flower would probably be something... Hi! Something, like, not basic, but, like, I don't know, sunflowers are cool. Hi! Oh, I love your name, too. Big Lumpy Possum. Oh, that's such a good name.
Good.
That's a pretty good name. I love possums. But Space Sheeps, my favorite in general are Sakura Blossoms. Really good shout. But my second favorite are Foxgloves, because they're pretty and bees snooze in them. I don't think I know what a foxglove is off the top of my head. Those are foxgloves. Oh! Oh, those are cute. Nathan, I don't know how well you know plants, but foxgloves are like those plants where they almost have like little cups, like down the entire. It's what it like looks like to me. A big lumpy possum, the goat in space, disguised as a sheep. Yes,
those are good.
You're the lumpiest and biggest possum ever? Hell yeah. So, are there any secrets that you can share with us about how you've become such a large and lumpy possum? Is it genetics? Or, like, is there a certain, like, diet? Like, or something that, like, you've been able... Give us your regimen, workout regimen. What led for you to be the big lumpy possum that you are today? So do you know Rec Room? I don't know if I know specifically what you're referring to. Oh, the game. I'm familiar, but I'm not super well versed. The game you break stuff. Okay. I love that bees crawl into the foxgloves and have sleepy times. That's so cute. Very, very cool. Nathan, do you have a favorite flower?
Not that I know of.
Very fair. I think you were not back yet, but I was telling chat that for the first time right now I'm raising a plant for the first time in my life. It is a pothos and it's in my office at work, and it's alive, and it's been like over a month or two, and I'm very proud of myself because it's my first attempt at ever raising any type of plant. So the fact that it's alive, I'm very happy. Oh, well, it just started sucking on stuff in one day. I don't know how I got lumpy, and then I was this big, and then I turned into a furry, and, I'm a possum, whatever, everyone has their story, and thank you for sharing it with us. Appreciate it. It's 20:30, and I'm super sleepy because I didn't sleep at all last night. Oh, Space Sheep, if you need to go get some rest, please, by all means, go grab some. So get some snoozing in, get some nice rest. It's all about being well rested. It's very much a case of do as I say, not as I do. Big Lumpy Possum, thank you for the follow, and welcome on into the HydroxideAnt farm. I appreciate ya. Someone called me cute last night. I've been thinking about it all last night and all day today. Oh, congrats. Hey. A compliment is always nice, I would say. Well, maybe not always, but you know what I mean. I'm happy for you that I hope that you're thinking about it in a good way, and that if it's something that made you happy, I'm so happy for you that happened. You guys still got butterflies? Oh, so it is a very good way. Yeah. I'm so happy. That is great. Compliments are always very nice. Hey, yo. I am also so happy. Yay! That's great seeing people happy.
Yeah.
Yeah. My day has been amazing today, even without Sneep. I like that you're saying Sneep, by the way. I enjoy that. That's the way you say sleep. Sneepy. I like that. That's so good. Bro, I had a girlfriend once, and then she called me a bitch. Nice. So is that what, that was the line? That's okay, You gotta have your cozy zone. And it's important to remain within that cozy zone of things you're comfortable with. Also, Hatsune Miku canonically exists in the MCU. So, how? Was Hatsune Miku in the background of something, or how did? Carnival was playing on the alien planet on the radio. Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess if your music plays in universe in a show, you canonically exist. I don't know why this is popping in my head now, but I remember. Again, I'm not much of a a comics reader or anything. But a friend of mine sent me a comic page where in one Marvel world there was a propane tank and it said Strickland propane on it. For anyone who doesn't know what that is, that's a reference to the show King of the Hill with Hank Hill. So it's so are you telling me canonically Hank Hill exists in the MCU? So it's I guess it wouldn't be the MCU within Marvel Comics because it was ever in the the movies or anything. As a possum, I never get sleep. I'm just always the bog lumpiest of possums. Oh, that's okay. Means Sneep, yes. So Hatsune Miku is like anime adjacent, I guess you'd say. Cause, not like, definitely not like anime itself, but like an animated figure. Sneep is the best for real, for real. True. I agree. Like manga. A manga. She's not anime, she's a virtual persona and an AI generated voice used to make music. Yeah. Yeah, but people confuse her for an anime character all the time. Definitely, because I think her like art style and stuff definitely has to take some sort of inspiration from anime characters, I would at least assume. You would think so. At the very least. Are you on PC? Yes, I'm on a PC. When I was younger, I played console almost only, but these days I do everything on PC gaming. I actually, you know what? I played Nintendo Switch as well because there are some games that I like to play. Thank you for the posture check. My spine is a little bit more in a straight line. Doesn't hurt. Aw, Space Sheep, thank you for the follow. Welcome on into the HydroxideAnt farm. And Space Sheep said it doesn't hurt anyone for people to think she's an anime character, so I just don't bother explaining. Yeah, no, that's fair. Exclamation point, Kyle. Thank you. That's explaining for everyone. Well, Kyle says things that, it's not, doesn't mean we agree with it, or... Kyle was here, like, half hour ago. Do you have a VR? No, I don't have, like, a VR headset or anything, if that's what you mean. That is something that I want to get soon, because a few of our friendos have VR headsets, and I know they play games. I get worried, though, because I've never done VR myself, and I know, like, people get, like, motion sick in it.
Yeah.
So it'd really be shitty to spend a lot of money on it just to get motion sick. Do you still have a VR headset? I know you had one, Nathan, at one point, right?
Super old.
Yeah. Like, you had an early one, I think.
Like, literally, like, it was like Mark II developer kit type thing of an Oculus. Yeah, I don't know where that went.
It existed at one point.
Yeah. That's for sure.
You saw the Kyle Dream? Yes. I would
Pretty
get
sure
one.
It doesn't even, like, work anymore. Like, you can't get, like, the base kit online anymore for it.
If you find it, it's a relic of the past, then. I would get one. I think it would be cool for you to be in VR chat. Yeah. VR chat is definitely an interesting game. I played VR chat with a few friends recently. You don't need a VR headset, but I'm sure the VR headset makes the experience much better. Because, like, you know, you get to do silly things. If anyone you know has one, ask if you could try it before getting yourself one. Yeah, that's definitely a great shout. You gonna go sneep now? Space Sheep, go get a good sneep. Hope you get all the sneep you've ever needed. Hope you enjoyed my fun facts. I did enjoy your fun facts. Thank you for sharing. If you ever have any more fun facts, please feel free to share them. Always love hearing them. Boss. uh, yeah. Yeah, because I think if I were to get a VR headset, I would purposely see what headsets people I know have. Apologies. I'm sleepy as well. And if I liked it, I would probably get like the exact one they have. Because, yeah. You do have another fun fact. Feel free to share. People continue to. Hey, yo. Barnacles have the largest piece of body ratio on the planet with an average use length being up to 8 times their body length. Let's go, barnacles. Good for them. Barnacles, barnacles, barnacles! Oh, man. That's pretty cool. Your lumpy cousins. Good for you, Possum. Oh, man. I think some of the results are done for the E2 boxing. And I think KSI won. KSI won. KSI. Someone said KSI. They said it was it elbow? So KSI. So I don't know who a lot of these people are. So truthfully, I wanted to know out of Wings and Boogie who won. I thought that'd be interesting. Wings beat Boogie by knockout. I don't know who half these people are. Unbear beat someone called Corn. Someone named Little Belzy defeat Little Kimchi. Pagey Cakey beat Tennessee Trash. Okay, I don't know any of these people. Viras beat someone called DK Money. Anthony Taylor beat Salt Pappy. And Deji defeated Swarms. And KSI defeated Joe Fournier. Do you watch UFC? I would say no, but I vaguely keep up with it. So, like, if you were to name a fighter, I might know who they are, and, like, a little bit about them. But it's definitely not one of the sports I keep up with as much. I'm more of a basketball, football, baseball, and occasionally hockey kind of person, and those are the more like leagues and stuff I follow. Do you know who Travin Gills is? No, I don't think I do. I have to look him up because I'm not familiar with them at the very least. I'm very basic with my knowledge of like UFC. So like I know who like John Bones Jones is. I know who a lot of like, I guess for lack of a better way, like older people who are in it. Like I know who Chuck Liddell is. Anderson Silva. Obviously, like Conor McGregor, Brock Lesnar when he did it. He's your uncle fighter in the UFC. Oh, that's cool. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I'm not like what I would call like a super fan or anything, so I don't really know. I like so for certain leagues and stuff. It like I would know like deeper like players and stuff, but like I honestly again like my knowledge of UFC is very basic. I would say quite basic. Your uncle is Jarmi Mahan. If you want to search, oh yeah, sure, I'll look him up. Let's see. The person you're talking about may be named Jimmy. No, I don't know. No, apologies. I think I'm just not getting the right person here. I found someone called Jeremy. Is that who you're talking about? It's apologies, of course, but yeah, that's pretty cool. I definitely do not have what I would call any professional athletes in my family. Nathan, your uncle isn't like a famous UFC fighter or anything, right?
Tim Tebow.
Tim Tebow, nice. Timothy Tebow. Timothy. See, the way this would be the peak funniest would be like, yeah, cause you just like send me a picture like a few years from now. Yeah, here's Uncle Tim. It's like, what? Yeah, sorry, we just he's busy, so we don't get to see each other very often. It's like, what
yeah, we
the
try not to
hell?
bother him.
Uncle Tim's busy, busy doing all the professional athlete stuff. I think he's like an analyst for college football now. Which obviously I'm just telling you things you already know because he's your uncle. What is Tim Tebow doing these days? Hope whatever Tim Tebow is doing is he's happy. We always support everyone that Nathan's related to, For anyone that is a sports fan at all, right now is the time of year where we're in NBA and NHL playoffs, so it's interesting time, I would say. Sports. Derek! Hi, Derek. So, this might not be interesting to anyone else, other than myself, but something that I found really interesting is this year in the playoffs, a lot of like higher seeds. So in the NBA playoffs, there's two divisions, and the top 8 teams from each division make the playoffs. So the team who finished first was the best team, had the best record. And the team that finished 8th is the worst team that made the playoffs, theoretically. But in both sides, an 8 seed and a 7 seed are making it to the finals. So that's not usually what you see. It can happen, of course. But it is very interesting to me to see teams that probably people didn't expect to play so good go in and have a good time, win games, be the better team. You know. When did the Lakers... Because the Lakers are in... moving on to the next round. I'm trying to figure out when that game was. Because a lot of the things I look up are, after the fact. I'm more of I would like to know who won these things. Let me go see. Versus watching it live. Oh, Derek, our question of the week this week was if you could take a historical figure out to dinner, who would it be? So, if you're still listening in, who's the historical figure you're going to take out to dinner? I said Chester Bennington from Lincoln Park. Nathan, you said Chris Cornell, correct?
Yep.
So it could be anyone realistically that so my criteria was a person unfortunately has to be deceased, and they had to be just someone of note. So if you had anyone that you're like, I might take them out to dinner. And also, for anyone who might be in chat, lurking, or anything that might want to answer, dinner can also mean many different things. It could be a sit-down dinner at a restaurant. You could have a picnic. You could have some sort of takeout dinner at home with this person. But it just has to be a setting with just the two of you, and hopefully one where you could talk. If you want to have dinner with someone and not make eye contact and not eat or talk, I guess you'd have to eat. You're allowed to do that. I'm not going to stop you. But probably be easier to, just have a nice time with them. Derek said, Well,
I'm not familiar with that character.
Yeah, me neither. What is from? I don't know. Oh, I don't know that one either. Where are they from? They could be from anywhere. Anywhere, anytime. Any place. I don't think that Derek is coming up with an answer. That's okay. Not a big deal. Not what we'd call a biggie. This is not Biggie Smalls. But if it had to be, it'd be towards the latter of his surname.
What? What are you saying right now?
I was saying that it's not a big deal that Derek did answer the question of the week. And I was saying that if he was Biggie Smalls, it'd be the Smalls part. Because it's not a big deal. I'm losing myself. I'm losing myself.
I think one of our internets is going bad too.
Uh-oh.
You're a little crackly for me.
Actually, now you mentioned it, you're a little crackly for me.
Okay.
This is great. Beep boop. We are robots. We are farmers. Bump, 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 bump.
Well, that came through perfectly. So
Oh.
now I don't know what to think.
Some mixture of great or horrifying, you know? Who knows? You know who knows? Knows.
Who
Okay.
knows?
Yeah, I'm losing my mind. But I have to have a mind to lose it first. Interesting. Alright, lovely people. I think this is where I'm going to wrap up tonight's podcast because I gotta get ready for going out to a social event. Who even am I? So, if I could get a Pickle Weasel and Wickle Peasel in the Twitch chat, I would be mighty delighted by it because I need to get going shortly. Because the place I'm going does take a little bit of time to get to. It's time. Number time. Please set me free from this prison. Don't hold me here. Help. Oh no. No one's gonna set Tony free.
All according to plan.
Oh god! Help. Alright. I need to call in reinforcements. I just messaged, can someone let Tony free? Please.
I don't think I even have those.
Thank you, Reese! We'll catch you all next week. Bye!
Bye-bye.